Hello and welcome to Haircut and the Beard. My name is Vader, aka Haircut, and I'm joined by my co-host, Rob the Beard Brown. How are you, Rob?
Very good, very good.
Did you trim?
No, I haven't. I'm going for a bit of a Gandalf vibe.
It's very good. What have you been up to this week?
Mate, I've been up to so many things. I've watched so much TV and so many movies. Honestly, I can't wait to get into it.
It's going to be fantastic. We want to welcome our very special guest. This is episode 6, and she's been on all of them. Please welcome the girl.
Still going strong. Number 6, get your kicks.
Although you're not going so strong at the moment, are you?
No, I've been a bit under the weather. I've got the flu.
Yeah.
It's been freezing cold and I have been feeling like absolute crap.
Your voice is getting that awesome Barry White kind of tone.
I'm getting a little husky, a little nasal.
Yeah.
Very Tara Reid.
Yeah, that'll do.
Oh, watch out, my fake boobs might fall out of my top.
Well, thanks for coming on anyway, despite feeling so awful.
You're welcome, it's a pleasure.
You may notice our audio is hopefully significantly better.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of playing up to the audio, doing a lot of hey.
It definitely encourages that behaviour.
Yeah, it's really cool. So, I just want to say quickly, we did something kind of cool this week, didn't we?
Yeah, that was awesome.
We actually did a little guest spot. We recorded a little bit for the awesome podcast, the Smoking Screen with Jay and Sybil.
Yeah.
Really, really cool stuff. Basically, they have a podcast where they get high and watch a movie, and then I'm guessing they get high again and talk more about the movie.
And we really love their accents, of course.
Yeah, they've got awesome accents. One thing I want to throw out there, we tried to sort of partake and have a bit of fun with it, but I don't know how they possibly get high into a podcast.
Yes.
I just ate a lot of food and that was pretty much it, yeah.
Yeah, we're struggling and we just had food.
You've listened to it as well, girl. Where are they from?
You know I'm terrible at placing accents, but I can tell them that we are Aussie, we're not from New Zealand.
Yes, we are Australian.
We can clarify that. Yeah, maybe Minnesota, let's throw that out there.
I was thinking Canada as well.
Yeah.
Because they do... talk about things like that.
But either way, it actually got me into their show. Like, it's an awesome podcast. I really, really like it. So go check us out on it. But go check it out anyway. It's just a really cool podcast.
Yeah, they're sexy guys.
Yeah.
And girl.
And speaking of podcasts, one other one I just wanted to mention, because I've been spending the week rewatching Adam Sandler films, because I listened to this podcast called the Adam Sandcast, which is by this guy Tyler and his friends join him. They literally talk about Adam Sandler movies every single time, and it's so good. I rewatched Mr. Deeds and Big Daddy, and I never thought that I'd actually... Classics. When you listen to this podcast, you hear it and you're like, fuck, that actually was a really good movie. I'm going to rewatch it.
It sounds like a dare gone wrong. It's like you are committed now to listening to, watching these horrible, horrible films over and over again.
I mean, they're not all bad.
They're not bad.
But let's face it, he's sitting at about maybe a 20-80 ratio of horrible and awesome.
Yeah, his odds aren't very good.
Yeah.
Definitely recommend checking that one out as well.
Yeah.
So, if this is your first time listening to the show, we are Haircut and the Beard, and we like to talk about movies and TV and pop culture and all that fun stuff. We do like to have a little bit of fun with it.
Yeah.
Rob, what are we talking about this week?
So, today we're going to be talking about James Wan. We always fuck up the name.
You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say Wan.
Yeah. Who's actually Melbourne, born and bred.
Don't make a pun, girl. I know you're thinking
I'm trying not to, but the one and only.
Oh, God.
I couldn't help it.
Oh, I like that one. So we'll be talking about Fast and the Furious 7. But first, let's do some news.
Welcome to the news, first of all. Normally in the news sections, we mention a couple of trailers that have come out here and there and a couple of other news items. This episode, leading up to this episode rather, we've had 5 or 6 awesome trailers come out. And I just wanted to touch on all of them and get you guys' thoughts on it. First, of course, is the new Star Wars trailer was released, The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
How awesome does this look?
No comment.
Have you not seen it?
I haven't seen Star Wars, so
that's right.
The new trailer means
the girl won't be
nothing to
joining
me.
us
This is a movie podcast, right? Seriously. Well, I saw it. I thought it was freaking awesome. I got chills. It got me so amped for this film. So amped. For me, I was totally lost by the prequels. I'm back in.
Yeah.
Totally back in. I'm
totally back in.
Yeah.
Enough time has passed now. It's fresh again. So we're not going to have some of the evils that were done.
Yeah.
Jar Jar.
He was my favourite part. What are you talking about?
Of course he was. That's the sort of person you are. Yeah. Jurassic World trailer also was released.
Yeah.
And this is... it's definitely a reboot, because they're ignoring Jurassic Park 3.
Are they, though?
Because in Jurassic Park 3, the animals had evolved, which over the course of 10 years doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but I thought they'd done that on a different island or something, or...
Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean,
maybe we need to go back and watch them.
The whole hybridizing dinosaurs is a cool idea.
Yeah.
But if that's how they would have pitched it, but they said they've evolved.
Yeah.
It's just silly.
Either way, I'm excited.
But yeah, definitely, that looks like an awesome trailer.
I think, sorry, just quickly, I think one thing, I think I mentioned this on the podcast before, but I'm really excited to see them all go into town in a park that's open.
Yeah.
Like with lots of people there.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be fun.
That's going to be good. Lots of blood.
Yeah.
Batman vs. Superman, which is the lead into the Justice League movie. It's coming.
Yeah, and it's got everyone in it. There's
everyone.
Every time I hear news about this, it's they're adding someone else, and Aquaman's in here now, and now I was going to say Spider-Woman, but Wonder Woman's in there, and like
where is Spider-Woman?
I don't know.
Her invite got lost in the mail.
Yeah.
The True Detective Season 2 was also released. Did you have a glance at that? Not too much is given away in it, of course.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited. It was an awesome trailer, and it just got me so amped up.
That's how I like my trailers. Don't give away too much.
Yep.
Just give me a little taste.
Yeah, give the teaser. Yeah. That's it. A lot of these trailers these days, they give away the whole plot.
Yeah. It's like, why would I even want to watch it now?
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to have a very similar tone, and they're set in a different place, and obviously there's 4 detectives instead of 2 and all that kind of stuff, but I feel this is going to do for their career what... I heard someone call it the Matthew McConaissance recently. I'm like, that's really clever, but that sort of kicked off the Matthew McConaissance recently, and I think that these guys are all going to do pretty well from this, and it looks like they've... I don't know if it's the directors bringing it out of them, or they've just been waiting for this kind of meaty role. But they're bringing out some really, really good content.
So next bit of news: Fantastic Four has a reboot. I think it's a reboot. All new actors, everything else.
Yeah,
it sounds like they're going to get a little dirtier, a little
bit more grimy this time.
Yeah, a bit realer.
Ironically, it seems like this is going to sound really harsh, but it's a much uglier cast than last time. Like
that's what makes it realer.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. I think Miles Teller is awesome. Like he's the guy from Whiplash, and that's one of my favorite films. Like
he's cute though. He's cute, Robbie.
Yeah, but I mean, last time we had Jessica Alba naked, like as the Invisible Woman. I enjoyed that. She's ridiculously hot, but I don't know. Now we've got Kate Mara. She's attractive.
Yeah.
But not Jessica Alba attractive.
Yeah, I get your point.
Well, who else is in the world, really? She's one of a kind.
Yeah, sure. But I'm excited. I'll watch any comic book film.
Last trailer, Ant-Man. Have you seen this?
Yes!
Dude, it looks so good.
So excited,
It's probably my favourite out of all of them.
Yeah.
Like, just trailer-wise.
It was an awesome trailer. Really,
so cool.
really
Like,
awesome.
I never read a lot of comics or anything like that, but yeah, at one point he's like running along the barrel of a gun because he made himself time. It's so cool.
A lot of people are kicking up a stink because the original director, who I can't think of his name off the top of my head, he was doing it. Everyone was super excited. They're like, he's going to make the best film ever, blah, 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 blah. And then, for whatever reason, there was this big kerfuffle and he got kicked off the film. And someone else came in and took over halfway through. I think it was the guy that did the Cornetto trilogy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Cornetto?
Yeah.
Toretto?
Anyway, either way, it was a cool trailer and I'm excited. I think it's going to be really cool.
You know the producer of the first Amazing Spider-Man reboot? His name was Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
And WikiLeaks posted a whole bunch of notes that he made on the Amazing Spider-Man 2, which he wasn't a part of, but they got the notes on.
Yeah.
And one of the things that he's of course going to be doing the untitled reboot of Spider-Man. And one of the things that he said, I'll read it to you. He says that Andrew Garfield's performance is all over the place. And
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, it kind of explains why he won't be rejoining.
Yeah.
A lot of the notes make sense. You can check them out. Just Google it.
That sounds really interesting. There's a new Spider-Man after Peter Parker dies and he's black, and then we're going to get Troy from Community. Well, a lot of people were saying they should get him. I'm not sure if he was ever really in contention, but I'd totally watch that.
Oh, yeah.
Even though he's way too old, he looks young.
Donald Glover.
That guy. Yeah.
Childish Gambino.
He's fucking awesome.
He's great.
Yeah.
Last bit of news. Short film, I don't know if you know this one. Short film called Kung Fury.
Sounds awesome.
Is due at the end of May. It's derived from a Kickstarter.
Yep.
It's going to be a short film, I'm pretty sure. Plot has created some buzz on the internet, and I'll read it to you. It's about a friend of Kung Fury that is assassinated by the most dangerous Kung Fu master, Adolf Hitler.
Oh, God.
That sounds awesome.
Also known as Kung Führer.
This sounds like something we could have made up.
Yeah, and it sounds like a haircut pitch.
It does.
Actually,
That got greenlit.
I think he's trying to tell us that his movies
Guys,
have
these
been
bad
made.
films can be made.
Apparently.
It gives us hope.
Kung Fury decides to go back in time to Nazi Germany to kill Hitler and the Nazi Empire once and for all.
I love it. I love everything about it. It sounds so good.
I can't believe his name's actually Kung Fury.
Yeah.
There's like an extended trailer which features Hasselhoff doing like 80s singing in it.
Oh,
it's so good.
no. I love that kind of stuff. Like, they're going intentionally bad to try to be good, you know.
Very good. Last bit of news. This is not really news, but shout out to a YouTube channel called No Small Parts. I don't know if you've seen this. It's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
This guy, what he does is he does like 20-minute, half-an-hour micro documentaries on like character actors.
Yeah.
And character actors are actors that play eccentric or unusual people rather than leading roles.
Okay.
And like the guy that makes the documentaries, he's known for playing the heavy set nerdy guy.
Okay.
And he kind of plays that in a bunch of films, but he does these short documentaries about these small part actors
that would usually be underappreciated. No one would really know them, but they're really good at doing their little things.
And they often do about 100 different parts, but they're just so subtle in
It's very true. There is a lot of actors that I can think of, like people, not people that I know, but people that I picture them. I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen him do anything except for the guy that's good at yelling at people in a fucking courtroom drama or something like that. You know,
that guy. What's his name? The black guy that is on Community now.
Oh, yep. I know the guy.
Kevin David? Keith David.
Yep.
That's it. He always plays a black police sergeant.
True. Very true. I think he's the guy from Requiem that does horrible things at the end, and I just can't like him because it was such a horrible. Yeah.
That's it for news.
Awesome. I've got a few little things that I want to throw in there. Just things, I'm a little bit older than you guys, so for me this is relevant, but you guys probably don't have a clue what I'm talking about. Do you guys know who David Lynch is?
Yeah,
he does all those weird films, like, where nothing makes sense.
Enemy?
Yeah, that kind of film, that wasn't his, but he does, like, really weird, existential, strange stuff, and, he's an amazing filmmaker, very, very well liked, but just not my bag. Either way, they were going to make a Twin Peaks sequel, which was, everyone was going crazy, everyone's really excited. And then he's just gone on Twitter and said, sadly, they weren't going to give me enough money to do it, so I'm not going to do it. To clarify, not enough money for it to be made the way he wanted, not like he wasn't getting paid enough, which I think is an important distinction.
Yeah, probably.
But he had a very clear idea. They're moving forward anyway, apparently.
But he's not involved anymore.
And he's not involved, and he is the heart of that show.
Yeah.
But apparently a lot of the cast, who haven't really had much success since then, got together and made all these short videos to try to reinvigorate it, please give us enough money or something like that. Kind of interesting stuff, but yeah, it's like having a Batman movie without Batman.
You can't do it.
Just can't be done.
Can't be done.
That's it. The next thing I want to throw out there, once again, it's making me sound old, but I think it's worth mentioning.
What's this?
They're going to bring back Full House.
What is Full House? Just joking.
I've never felt older.
It's like Modern Family of 10 years ago, right? 20 years ago.
Only way, way worse. Even at its time, it was old school. Seriously, it's just a horrible, horrible thing.
It's never been current.
Yeah, exactly. Either
Why
way,
are they bringing it back then?
I don't know. And
Must have been popular.
I don't know how it was. It was hugely popular, but how is it possibly going to be a thing? Who's going to watch this? Like, besides a half an hour, like, quick little, oh my god, they're doing this again, change the channel.
Yeah,
who's
novelty value.
To watch it?
Yeah.
Apparently Stamos, who was like one of the main dudes, and Saget are coming back.
Yeah.
Why, I don't know.
Yeah.
But either way.
Haven't they got better projects to do these days?
You'd think.
No,
You'd think.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
The other thing, segueing into...
You can't just say segue into and have it be a segue.
Alright, how about this? I've got a perfect segue too, because this is going into the video game news. This is movie and video game news.
Go on.
You know the game that was brilliant. Segue
You
of a
still
lifetime.
said segue.
Yeah, should.
Said it twice.
Anyway, so they're actually doing a movie based on GTA.
Right, that's cool, man.
Really, really cool. But it's not going to be about the game. It's going to be about the guys that made the game. Guess who's playing one of the creators?
The Rock.
The Rock. No, it's actually going to be Harry Potter.
God
Daniel
damn.
Radcliffe is going to play one of the I think they're called the Dan and Sam Hauser or something
Okay,
along those lines. He's going to be playing one of them. So apparently it's a really interesting story. A lot of controversy around the GTA games, obviously.
Yeah, when they first came out especially.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. It's going to be on BBC and it sounds kind of cool. So I've got one more little bit of video game news I want to talk about, guys. I've played some pretty weird games for my time. There is actually a game out there. You can look it up. You can find it on YouTube. There's a video game where you are a guy and you have sex with a car.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Sounds
it's
awesome.
really cool.
That caters to a very specific fetish.
Yeah. I think it's just one of those things. Like, there's games now. There's a genre of games that are designed purely for people just to stream them online. You know, like that's the only way they get any success. Not people actually playing them, but streaming them. So there's a game where you get to have sex with a car,
like Goat Simulator.
Perfect example. Brilliant. It's a super fun game, but it's more stupid for the sake of being stupid.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, having sex with a car.
Cool.
Moving on.
Well, this week we are talking about The Fast and the Furious 7, or also known as Furious 7.
Yeah.
This is the seventh film in the blockbuster franchise, and it's directed by James Wan.
Yep.
Who is also rumoured to be directing Aquaman.
Yeah.
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
It's back.
Call back.
He's also wanted to mention that he's actually from Melbourne.
Yes.
He did, that's where we're from.
Oh, exciting.
And he did Saw with Lee Wannell. Lee Wannell.
That's such a fun name to say,
It's
isn't it?
good.
I want to give it a crack.
So
Lee Wannell.
Lee Weddle.
The film has set a record
The Wannell cast.
for the quickest to pass $1 billion in box office.
That's a decent amount of money.
Dude,
Let's just tell you
that's
that.
crazy.
For those that aren't sure, $1 billion is a big amount of money.
Yeah, other films have done it, but not as quick.
Yeah. So fastest ever.
The fastest ever.
And
Isn't that-
most furious?
Yes.
We are crushing this.
Most furiously achieved.
Brilliant.
I mean, for a dumb movie, it's making a lot of money, so
Yeah.
it's not as dumb as I think, I guess.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I mean, what did you think of it?
So for me, I think I've mentioned before that, you know, like we do a film podcast, so we all like to think that we're pretty, you know, we know our films, and, you know, we like these really sort of unique and indie films and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
If one of those, like, really cool, well done and well crafted indie films is like The Woman That You Want to Marry, this is the dirty girl that will just do anything that you will not call the next day.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
still good for that one.
Still fun.
Still
It's
enjoyable.
Still a lot of fun, but for that hour and a half that you're with her, it's a lot of fun.
Hour and a half, you're doing it right. 20 minutes.
So yeah, I mean,
We have established it's a dirty whore that made a lot of money.
What did you think, girl? What did you think, girl?
I've got a few opinions, mostly positive, some emotionally...
Well, share one of them with us.
Oh, well, I'd like to propose a tagline, first of all.
Yeah. Furious 7.
Got a problem? Throw a car at it.
That's not bad.
I like it.
That sounds like one of the characters would say that as a car explosion kills some guy.
Because let's face it, that's about as like well constructed as some of the calls in this film. You know, like, the dialogue's atrocious, but
Hilarious as well. There's barely any conversations because it's so many one-liners after each other.
Yeah.
It's just consecutive, deliver the line, pause.
Yeah.
Something explodes in the background.
Exactly.
And then some tits pass the screen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The elephant in the room, of course, is that critically, it's not a good film.
No, it's shit.
No.
Let's face
it. You're going to see it because you know that it's not going to be great. It's just going to be a furious movie.
Yeah.
Like, we went and saw Furious 6 for the exact same reason.
Exactly.
You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
You're going to get, like, a bunch of fast cars, some good-looking people, some adventure, a really convoluted plot that basically is just good versus evil.
Yeah. It's a set-piece film. Like, it is. To be honest, if I was watching this at home, I would fast forward through all the talking just to see when they're in a car. Like,
I think you can watch this film with the sound off and still have the same experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Big explosions, insane stunts, cheesy punchlines, fast cars, but you know what you're getting from the start, and so because you're not expecting these Oscar-worthy performances, you can just relax and enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And also, The Rock turned into a boulder for this movie.
Yeah, he was massive. Apparently, he was like
fucking huge.
He was off for like 3 months or something like that, just going hard, like to get that fucking big for this film.
He was as big as a car.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't remember him driving much in this, but he was like he was carrying around a chain gun most of the time. Like he was just hard as nails. But yeah, so a few scenes that I'm going to call out. Like there was the opening scene in the hospital with the there was no actual action, but it just showed Jason Statham talking to his brother, who kind of key to the story. And as he's walking out, it shows all the mayhem and all the death that he's caused. On the way
that's right. That's cool.
I thought that was really cool. I kind of liked that better than if he would have just they would have showed that scene.
Yeah,
I thought it was kind of. I was surprised that they did it. Because usually it would just show let's kill a bunch of stuff and go hard. But
it's lubing up the audience first.
Yeah, I do want to call out, and I know like this is kind of like banging your head against a brick wall, but I do want to call out what I consider a stupid plot hole. There's a scene where they've got to parachute cars out of a fucking plane, right? Because of course, why not, right? And the reasoning behind it is we need to find a place along this road where they'll never see us coming. And they say, we'll go along this bit because there's nowhere else that you could come from, right?
Yeah.
They parachute out of the plane, they land their cars, and then they pull along a road that they could have just driven down and hit along in the first place.
Yeah.
So there's a perfect T intersection they could have just hit along, and when the convoy went past, driven down it.
Yeah.
But dude, then they would.
What?
But I think they had radars and stuff.
Then they would.
Why didn't they pick up the bloody the people falling from the sky?
They weren't expecting it.
Don't stand up for it.
I don't want to, but I am.
But either way, it was fun to watch. Like one of those films. Like I feel dirty for watching it, and I feel even dirtier for liking it. As a self-proclaimed film nerd, I shouldn't be able to like this film, but I still love it.
Yeah, I was so surprised that I was smiling during the movie and like really actually enjoying myself. And that 2 hours didn't drag. I was like, yeah, bring it on.
Yeah, go faster, be more furious.
And the tribute to Paul Walker. I mean, I don't have any connection to this guy. I don't even remember any of his roles in previous films. But watching that, it was so sensitively done, and it was really...
Yeah, it was tasteful. Like, Can I just say, when I went in to watch this film, I'll back it up one step further. You know how sometimes if you watch a movie, if you know something going in, it ruins it?
I think you need to back it up one step further.
Yeah.
I backed it up to the furthest point.
I think you could back it up a little more.
Yeah. So the day I was born. No.
Back it up. You can go into a film knowing something that ruins it. What I experienced with this film is you can actually go in not knowing something and it ruins it. For example, if you go into Django and you don't know that it's a fucking 3-hour epic, you're going to be pretty pissed off at the 2-hour mark. You're going to be like, dude, I've got to fucking get up early tomorrow. What the hell? In this movie, I didn't realise that... I knew Paul Walker was dead, obviously, but I didn't realise that they were not going to kill him in the film.
Same.
So, like...
Spoiler warning,
Yeah, so...
Big
for 30 seconds ago.
Whoops.
So, like, every time that his life was in jeopardy... I was like, oh, is this it?
I was exactly the same.
I think everyone had that experience where we expected him to be killed off in an accident, and I think that was their tribute to him.
I believe,
was to not give him a gory death, but to sort of honour his memory and end it in a really sweet way. So I almost cried in the movies. Like I could not believe how emotional.
Did, dude. It was great.
At the end or throughout the film?
No, not throughout the film.
Yeah, okay.
Just towards the end where they're all sitting on the beach. Spoiler alert.
So not in the scene when Danny needs to go to work. That didn't get you tears jerking? Because that bit got me, I'm not going to lie. That was emotional.
Really?
No, of course not.
So moving on, the direction had some interesting things as well.
Okay.
Whenever like one of those baddies was like knocked over a couch, the camera would actually follow it and twist with it.
I like that too.
How cool is that?
Yeah,
and
cool.
There was one bit where it like flipped completely around. I think it was falling.
Yeah, I think it was Jason Statham was like flying through the air or something, and it actually did the full loop with him. That was really cool.
Dude,
he had a lot of airtime.
He the pun master.
Did you notice another plot hole? When they were going out, like backing the cars out of the plane, you see a shot of like the cars falling from the plane, right? And like the first shot you see when the car falls out, the guy's just he's having a chat, he's like over the radio and everything like that. A good 45 seconds passes.
Yeah.
And then it goes to the plane shot where the next car's falling out. The car's like right there. 10 metres from the plane.
Yeah.
And he's just been flying for 45 minutes. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And also, to get his car ready, Dom is like, I need you to strip down all the weight, take it all out, but I want you to put heaps of armour in it. And then he's just got 2 massive tyres strapped to the back. When are you going to change your tyre, mate? Like, what's going on there? Like,
how much time do you think you're going to get?
Exactly. But I got to say, the one scene, which was probably one of the biggest load of shit scenes, one of 2, that...
There were so many.
Yeah, this was one of the big ones, though. Without spoiling it entirely, the whole running along the bus and then jumping to someone's spoiler, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That bit, although I'm like...
Spoiler alert.
Oh, brilliant. Although I'm like, this is such a load of shit, I was still on the edge of my seat, like getting all giddy and shit, you know?
Yeah.
It was so much fun. But yeah, we have to talk about it. The fact that they jump a car between 3 buildings. I think that needs to be acknowledged that happened.
I've done that.
Haven't you done that, Rob?
Project Badass. Heaps of times. I do it all the time. What do you mean?
So, overall, girl, how many Torettos out of 10?
I enjoyed it, and it wasn't even shameful, so I'm going to give it 7.5 Torettos.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Beard's going?
Yeah, Beard's going a good 7.5. I'm going to stick with that.
I'm going to go 7 and a Letty.
Yeah, 7 and a Letty, but isn't that a negative star? Like, doesn't that bring it down to a 6.5?
Interpret it how you will. And overall, it was very well refined, the film. They must show this to 10 different focus groups to make sure that they get every character perfectly aligned with how they want to present it, and it's just... so well refined, not in the sense... I'm trying to find...
It ticks all the boxes.
You know what it is?
I was going to say that.
It's distilled. It's distilled. Okay. It's pure entertainment.
They've really,
it's crisp like a Corona.
Yeah.
Which they did mention quite a few times.
A variety of other product placements throughout, but that'll be a subject for another podcast, I think.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think they handled the whole Paul Walker thing really well. Like, they got in stunt doubles, they got in his brothers. There was a couple of bits towards the very, very end where I'm like, knowing what I know, it looks a bit cheesy. Yeah. Like, it looks a bit weird, his face. And...
It was very odd, like, knowing that Paul Walker has since passed and didn't make it through filming, looking for what was genuine Paul and what wasn't, like, when that transition happened. I found that really, like...
When I thought that they were going to, like, have the character die in the actual film, and then I kind of realised at the end that wasn't happening.
Yeah.
I didn't not once notice that it wasn't Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Like, there was one scene maybe in the car where you see the back of his head for quite a while, while, like, Vin Diesel's reacting, and normally you wouldn't have such a long reaction shot.
Yeah, it would be
and
more
I thought they're
just
using a cut-in, a double. But, aside from that, like, there was no real moments where I was like, that's not Paul.
I thought it would have been really hard for Vin Diesel to actually film that final scene where they were racing that one last time.
When they're looking lovingly into each other's eyes while at the stop sign.
He would have been looking into a blue screen.
Yeah, but I mean, that would be so odd.
They just have a picture of Paul Walker, like,
just a cardboard head on a stick.
That was so insensitive.
Cool.
I like you. I went into it. I knew that they'd cut him in. I'd heard on another podcast that they'd use some like weird takes and stuff like that. So I was really conscious of it and looking for it.
Yeah.
But I still thought the tribute was done well at the end. It was a bit cheesy.
Yeah.
But that's
it was done
in the flavour of the film.
You're right. If they did a really serious ending, it just would have been out of character.
Yeah,
it's kind of like our
That's
podcast.
the word I wanted.
Yeah. Brilliant.
A bit tongue in cheek.
Awesome.
Moving on. So you know how sometimes you'll jump onto IMDb and you'll go onto a movie and because it's awesome, you'll click on the writer to see what else that guy has done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you like to explore.
Right. And then you'll go onto that new movie that writer's done, and you'll see that Keanu Reeves has a small part, and you'll be like, fuck, I want to find out what else Keanu Reeves has done.
Because we like Keanu.
The Matrix.
As one example. And then you'll keep going, and this will keep going.
That's the only example. That's the only film he's done.
And then you'll keep going along this line, and before you know it, you'll end up on a movie called Steel with Shaquille O'Neal.
And it's 3 a.m, and you're tired and annoyed, and you're like, why am I looking at this?
And all you want to do is watch Steel with Shaquille O'Neal.
I think that the only time those words have ever been said in the history of the human race.
So, that's called an IMDb vortex or an IMDb rabbit hole.
Mm. Basically, you click and click on IMDb, you lose time, you lose your mind.
Yeah.
And I went down one this week.
Yeah.
And, 7 films long, and I want to share them with you.
Okay, I like this. This is good.
So, Steel with Shaquille O'Neal is where I started.
If that's a starting point, I can't wait to
I'm
see where we
wondering
end.
how you started there. That's an odd place to start.
It's an odd place to start, but I heard him mention it on Workaholics, and I was like, yeah.
Okay.
I'll go and have a look and see, who's in it and what's going on with it.
Yeah.
It's a 1997 film. It's Shaq's third film after the more successful Blue Chips and Kazam.
Okay. I thought it was Shazam. Yeah.
Shazam is a popular music detecting app.
Hey, can I just say quickly, Shazam... no, not Shazam. What's his name? Shaquille O'Neal.
Shazam is a popular music detecting app.
How much are they paying you? He's also a rapper, I just want to say. He used to rap. And he did
that's the first link in my vortex.
Oh my god.
Because I went on to Shaq's Steel, and that's the first of the 7 movies, right?
Yeah.
The second one, Shaq also...
Number 1.
Shaq also wrote and performed a song called "I Know I Got Skills,"
Okay.
which is featured on the soundtrack of Pineapple Express.
Oh. Really?
Right? Yes.
Okay.
Now, Pineapple Express writer and producer Judd Apatow,
I like him.
right? He said that the whole film that's the second film, by the way, Pineapple Express.
Number 2.
Judd Apatow said that the film was inspired by Brad Pitt's character on the film True Romance.
Oh, he was so good in that. Yeah.
Number 3.
Number 3.
True Romance it's a classic, right? It's a classic.
Brilliant. Wasn't that the first film of Quentin Tarantino? I think it was the first film he wrote.
Director Tony Scott.
Yeah.
Tony Scott. He also directed one of my favourite films, which is the 4th film, Enemy of the State.
Number 4.
Now, Enemy of the State, I don't know if you know the opening scene where the senator gets killed.
Yeah.
And he's got this golden retriever that's running along the car, and as the car sinks into the water, this golden retriever has to sit by the water and yelp.
Okay.
The animal trainer...
Yeah. Wow.
That,
you went deep.
You went obscure.
That golden retriever was trained by a Sue Chipperton, right, who also trains animals in the yet-to-be-released 5th film, Jurassic World.
Number 5.
Which, along, with Chris Pratt and other stars Vincent D'Onofrio.
Like him?
He played an alien-possessed exterminator in the 6th film, Men in Black.
Okay. Number 6.
That's right. And Men in Black screenplay was written by Ed Solomon, who also wrote the 7th film and final film,
Yeah.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Number 7. Great film.
Right.
Great film.
This is another classic, and Keanu Reeves' hair is insane. Did you see his hair in this film?
Yeah.
Well, that
it was brilliant.
This brings me to the awesome conclusion of this vortex, which is that a lady called Patty Brand was the hairstylist on that film for Keanu Reeves.
Oh, no.
And she also was the makeup artist on Steel.
No, you're kidding.
I'm not kidding.
We've gone full circle.
7,
Wow.
look!
Did you just feel like when you got back to Steel, you're like, oh, what have I done with my life?
No, I immediately watched that movie because I was like, this is a sign.
Okay. How many Shaquille O'Neal bad puns would you rate it out of 10?
You know what? Marking it along the same scale as Furious 7, where you're going in for a not great film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about a 5.
Okay.
It was still pretty bad.
So 5 Shaquille O'Neal bad puns out of...
There was so many in jokes where Shaquille needs, in order to be successful in his mission of killing someone or taking out a baddie, he has to make a free throw.
Oh no!
And he always misses them, of course, in games.
Yeah.
And so but he overcomes that in
Yeah.
this movie and makes it.
Character growth.
God,
That's character growth. Yeah.
he actually had real life character growth. They actually spent a bunch of money to hire someone to teach it. He spent hundreds of hours at the free throw line just to get those few, a .11 or something like that of an extra point each game or something ridiculous like that. Oh, okay, I'll go down my own rabbit hole. Roger Avery, who was an amazing writer that helped write Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Silent Hill, got arrested for manslaughter after killing someone while drink driving. There you go.
That's not good.
And he was an amazing writer. There you go.
At least he's writing in prison. So, Rob, you've been pretty excited this week.
I certainly have. Oh, so excited.
Your beard is practically standing on end.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
So tell us, what is the best thing ever?
So this week, so much stuff's come out. TV-wise. So much stuff, honestly. Okay, so let me just go down the list of the things that have got me excited. So, within the last couple of weeks, we've had Veep come back, we've had Silicon Valley come back, and all the first 4 episodes of Game of Thrones have all come back.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, let's face it, it's pretty cool. Do you guys watch Game of Thrones?
I don't like the medieval.
I don't like nudity.
You so should watch it. You really should. It's an amazing show, and it wouldn't be so popular if it wasn't, something that even people that weren't fans of fantasy would enjoy.
Yeah, fair enough.
I gave it a go. I gave it 3 episodes, and
it's not enough.
I couldn't get into it.
I'll be honest with you. I gave it probably half a season, and then tapped out, and then someone forced me to watch it. Went back, and now I'm so addicted. I've seen the whole thing twice. Yeah. So it's definitely worth a crack. They leaked, for those that can't see, which is everyone except for who's in this room, I'm doing the inverted commas thing.
I can't see.
They leaked the first 4 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Was that an accident?
Yeah.
Come on. Do you honestly believe that that's
Was it an accident when the first step of House of Cards came out?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's just clever marketing.
I think it is too.
Getting the hype going.
Exactly, because let's face it, these shows aren't watched on normal TV. They're not losing ad revenue. They're just building buzz, you know?
Yeah.
I personally think that they're just getting this stuff out there, and it's just purely to get people excited about it. Because I saw this, I was so pumped. I've been waiting for this for a long time, and I was super pumped about this. I'm not going to go into specifics about talking about it, but one thing I do want to talk about is Silicon Valley came back. Have you guys seen Silicon Valley?
I haven't seen the new series, but I'm saving a couple of eps up first.
It is such a good show. It's the new comedy by Mike Judge. It's about basically a bunch of guys that are trying to get into...
It's so funny, man.
Ridiculously well done. It's got like a lot of really, really good comedians that have never really done anything massive before, but just in this team, they just work so well.
Yeah.
The one thing I do want to talk about briefly is one of the main actors died midway through the first season, who was played Alan Gregory in the first.
The capitalist, right?
Correct, yeah. And they didn't acknowledge it. They just sort of weirdly cut him out and never showed him on screen for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
But then now they have to acknowledge it because he's kind of important to the series. They did it in a kind of clever way. They had a really, really funny scene describing the way that he died. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but just look out for it when you watch it. It was when I was watching, I'm like, this is kind of tasteless. And then I'm like, no, it's fucking hilarious. It's not tasteless at all. It's hilarious.
The way I would have wanted to go.
Yeah, exactly. And he was phenomenal. And it was kind of sad because this was a bit of a breakout role for him. And everyone's like, who is this guy? He's hilarious and he's creepy and he's horrible, but he's awesome.
Yeah.
And then he died, and no one ever really got to appreciate how awesome he was.
Yeah.
The other thing that came back is Veep. Do you guys know Veep?
I don't know Veep. Never seen it. I've never even seen a trailer. Who's the star?
Really? Okay,
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah.
Oh, great. I'll watch that.
And honestly, she plays the vice president.
Yeah.
And it's basically, imagine House of Cards if it was Julia Louis-Dreyfus, basically.
Yeah. Elaine?
And funny.
Yeah, and she's ridiculous. She's a horrible human, she's a horrible, horrible human, but she's so endearing, I suppose is the word. Like, you just adore her, you want to give her a cuddle, even though she's the vice president, she'll just kick you in the face,
Yeah.
And her whole supporting staff, and it's really, really well done.
Yeah.
Even though this one, it's come back after a little while, and I smashed through the whole first 3 seasons again just recently, and I'm like, I just love it. Fell in love with it all over again, and it just made me happy.
Yeah.
One last TV show that I want to talk about. This one hasn't come back, but I'm excited for it to come back later this year. I think it's a show that not many people know about, and I think you guys may have seen it. One of my favourite new shows that I've seen in the last few years, absolutely awesome. It's called You're the Worst. You guys have seen it, right?
Yeah, we saw it before you.
I don't think you did.
No,
I
I'm
definitely saw it before you.
I actually recommended you to watch that show. That was the British one.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, hilarious.
Amazing.
Super good.
Yeah, awesome show.
We binged on it.
Yeah, smashed it in 2 days.
Same. I did in 1 day because
it's
I'm
only
new.
6 episodes.
But yeah, it's only like 6 eps, but it's a really, really cool show. It's about
so clever. I love the writing.
It truly is, and it references some really interesting things. Like I noticed a reference to The Usual Suspects, which everything does, but it did it so subtle. It was really, really well done. They also did Requiem for a Dream, which is one of my favourite movies of all time. They once again did it in a really clever, subtle way.
Yeah.
But just the writing on it. We have so many shows these days, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but so many shows that are all about stupid humour. You know, Family Guy, there's a horse at the door, and I like
lowest common denominator type humour.
Exactly. This is the opposite end of that. Even though it does have a bit of silly humour, it's always handled in a really smart and clever way.
Yeah.
You know, I
think it respects the audience. That's what's really good about it.
Yes. Yeah.
It puts you on the same level as people who wrote it instead of feeling like you're being spoken down to.
Yeah. And that's a really, really good way of putting it, because sometimes you watch a show and you're like, come on.
It's like, I'm better than this. Why am I watching this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This does it in such a clever way. It's just absolutely brilliant. I love it. And I just want... The reason I bring it up is because it's not new or anything like that, but more people need to see it. I think it's
Spread the word.
Spread the word, guys. Get on it. At the very least, give it one episode. If you don't fall in love after one episode, give it up.
You're going to be pregnant after 2.
That's it. So that's the best thing ever. All 4 of those things are the best thing ever.
So you guys know how I'm an avid writer.
Avid?
Writer?
Yes. Despite your condescending tones, I am a screenwriter, and I've written... Yeah.
Okay.
I've written 14 pages.
Okay.
It was 15. Deleted a page.
I've heard your pictures. That's probably a good idea.
I threw the keyboard onto my bed, and it just landed on the backspace button and ruined...
Well, that's unfortunate.
Ruined a whole 2 pages of dialogue.
Yeah.
So in previous shows, previous episodes, I've given you some pictures and you've enjoyed them.
We've given them back, most of them.
Guys, if Kung Fury can get made, surely I can get one of these greenlit.
Yeah, okay.
So, a lady, this is the first pitch.
Okay.
A lady gets divorced.
Oh, hey, we're revisiting it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, because we told you to go back and work on this one, didn't we?
And he did.
Yeah,
he did his homework.
So,
I'll read what I said last week, and then I'll read what I'm proposing to add to the pitch. Last week I said a lady gets divorced and starts a building business.
That's pretty much all you said, wasn't it?
That's it.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
I've added
some work.
I've added 3 words. One of those words is a hyphenated word, so it counts as one.
Okay.
A lady gets divorced and starts a building business using ex-husband's name.
Okay.
What?
So, hold on. She's, fraudulently...
Yep.
Setting him up to using his credit card and all that kind of stuff, or
no, just in
referencing his.
She's Mary Johnson, and husband's Johnson. She gets divorced. She should be Mary Smith again.
Yeah,
but nah. Okay. She's going by Johnson.
Okay.
Johnson's Building Company.
I think you need to add some more words, hyphenated or
Yeah, we're gonna cut that one. All right, guys. So I've got a really good pitch now.
Okay.
This one's actually inspired on a local business that I walk past every day.
Yeah.
There's an ice cream vendor.
Yeah.
And he runs into a bit of trouble when there's a particularly long winter.
Okay.
And so he decides he's going to diversify into selling warm ice cream soup.
So is this a success story?
It doesn't sound like it.
You'll have to watch the movie to find out.
But will we?
So what are the stakes, really?
That his business is going under.
Why do we care about him?
Because he's an old man and he's got no other way to fend for himself.
Yeah, let him die.
I see your true colours. Ice cream soup, though.
Ice cream soup, wouldn't that be good? Dessert?
Yeah, I'd just take it home and put it in the freezer until it turned back into ice cream. Save it for summer. It's like buying stocks when they're low. You buy his cheap ice cream soup, take it home, turn it into ice cream.
And resell it in summer.
Who said it's cheap?
To put him out of business, set up a stall next to him.
Going down, old man.
Now it's the next Wall Street. Yep.
You know how they've done Ant-Man?
Yeah.
The Iron Man, Superman, Batman?
Yeah.
I thought of a good superhero
Man.
movie, but it would
Man.
It would have to be kind of like a comedy.
Yeah.
You'd write the jokes though.
Me?
Why don't you trust yourself?
I don't think I could, to be honest. Because I'd be too invested in the seriousness of Catman.
Catman?
Yeah.
Wow.
But there's a Catwoman.
Yeah, well, I'm sick of it.
So it's...
Wonder Woman, Catwoman, too many women.
I just have too much to say right now.
So, good subline for it.
Yeah.
Could just be meow.
Oh.
Why though? Just why? Scratch that one.
Oh, as in cat scratch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I get it. Yep. Brilliant.
Perfect.
Oh, no. I don't have any cat puns. I can't play. Hold on. No. Put that one in the kitty litter. No, I suck at
You've had too much catnip.
Haircut, I think you got one more in you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this one is good.
You can tell by the long pause.
Scientists are trying to help the population of endangered giraffes.
Okay.
Trying to get them to reproduce.
I like giraffes. I want there to be a few of them around, yeah.
But the lab experiments go wrong.
Okay.
And now there is a crazed giraffe/chimpanzee hybrid on the loose.
Okay.
Yep. Murdering people.
Why is it so angry?
It's a fucking hybrid.
If you had a tiny little 8 body and then a fucking 12-foot bloody neck sticking out,
we don't know that that's how the hybrid turned out.
I'm assuming.
It could have a tiny little chimp head and a big giraffe body.
Actually, that's way more funny to think of.
But then, if that was the case, like, if it was just hooves attacking people, they wouldn't do that much damage. Like,
but how much damage is a long-necked chimpanzee doing?
Those arms are powerful.
Arms?
That'll be the subline.
The whole thing for this, the only reason this would have any success is just any of the combinations of a giraffe and a chimpanzee are funny.
Yeah.
Like, I would watch that film.
But they're not scary?
They're definitely not scary.
We'll find out.
Kind of weird looking, kind of creepy, but I don't know about scary.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I say we wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
Hey, you guys, you want to wrap it up?
Let's just fucking wrap it up.
How about this? Let's just wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
Your thing.
We are Haircut and the Beard. You can find us on Twitter at Haircut Beard. You can check us out on iTunes, Haircut and the Beard, or online, haircutandthebeard.com. You can write us an email, haircutandthebeard@gmail.
I'm going to have nightmares about haircuts and beards.
I'd like to thank our very, very special guest, the girl, for joining us on the 6th episode.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Thank you. And, of course, my co-host, Rob, the Beard Brown.
It's been a pleasure, guys.
Pleasure again. My name's Vader, aka Haircut. And, yeah, see you guys later.
See ya.
Catcha.